You want the arms nice and straight. We want our feet fist width apart. So you want fist width between about your big toes. That is your hip width distance. Sits bones apart. We're going to take an inhale through the nose, if you can, and then exhale through the mouth. And as you do that, pull your belly button deeper towards your spine. Hold the belly button to the spine. You're going to inhale, not into your belly, but into your rib cage this time. Inhale. And exhale. One more time. Nice big inhale into the rib cage, and exhale through the mouth. We're going to inhale. On your next exhale, take your chin towards the middle of your neck, not to your chest, never to the chest, just in towards your neck. And then you're going to draw your ribs in and then round your thoracic spine, which is your upper back. So I'm not in my low back yet. Bend your knees. And now we're going to fold at the waistline, so you're going to round at the low back. Pause about halfway down. I want you to think of the weight shifting towards the toes more. Keep your chin towards the middle of your neck, and then get that stretch through your low back. If you're able to touch the floor with your fingertips, that's great. If not, don't worry about it. That's not our first priority. Pull those shoulders back. Look through your thighs. Take an inhale. And exhale, pull the belly button to your spine. Draw the sits bones down. And then restack the spine all the way upright. And you want to think like you're holding a little cutie orange with your chin and your neck, between your neck. Not between your chest, but just right here, this little spot. Exhale, rolling down. And we're trying to be mindful about where we bend and how. Holding through the spine. Inhale. And exhale, pull those abdominals up to the ceiling. Think of your bottom ribs lifting. Your sits bones, the bones we sit on, drawing down towards those feet. And we're going to slowly lift all the way upright, opening the chest. Let's do one more. Inhale. Exhale, roll down. Rounding through the spine, bending the knees, only going as far as you feel comfortable. Relax your neck. Don't look at your feet. Look through your knees. And exhale, roll up. Slow back up to the top. From here, we're going to take one leg and you're going to come down onto your knee gently, and then take a seat. Swing the legs around in front of you. Good. We want to be near the front of the mat here, so go ahead and scoot if needed. Feet flat, knees bent. Your knees can be really bent, or you can step them further away from you. The goal is to not be sitting back on your tailbone. I want you to lift up from the back of the pelvis so that you're right on what we call our sits bones, right on the bones that you sit on. Grab behind the thighs. Draw the shoulders back. Take an inhale. On your exhale, pull the belly button into your spine and press into your low back flexions. We're trying to round the low back. And as a response, the rest of the spine rounds as well. And then lift and come back up. Nice and high. And because we're right in the beginning of class, you can physically use your arms to help you lift out of this position. Exhale, round. And then inhale, we're going to lift, and you're going to use those arms to help you if needed. Exhale, pull the belly button in. Rounding that spine, just mobilizing, and inhale, lift. And now send the arms out straight. We're going to round the spine into a C curve. Eyes right over those knees, shoulder blades back, arms parallel to the ground. Roll yourself back. Just to where you feel comfortable. You can go all the way down to the low back if you feel warm enough to do so. And exhale, come back up. If you feel like you'd like to only go a little bit, that's perfectly fine. Lengthen the spine, grab under the knees, and lift the chest. And then round the spine, reach the arms forward. And then roll back. And you could go to here. You could go to here. You could stop here. The options are limitless. Exhale, peeling back up. So only going all the way down if you feel ready for that right now. And then lengthen and lift. Again, exhale, scoop those arms, reach the arms forward. You're gonna roll back. This time we are gonna go all the way down. Pause in your chest lift position. Take the feet in, 1 foot at a time. Turn the palms down, lower the head and chest. Arms by your sides, head resting on the mat. We're gonna inhale. Exhale, draw your belly button in to your spine, and without tucking the pelvis, I want you to try to push your low back down, but don't tuck your pelvis towards you. Just leave your pelvis alone, just imprint that back. And then lift the spine back up, allowing a little arch to form underneath your low back, and your weight rocks more to the bottom of that sacral bone. We inhale. On your exhale, hug those abdominals to your spine, and without trying to move the pelvis, we try to press your low back down. And the pelvis might move, but we're not thinking about moving the pelvis. We're thinking about drawing those abs in. And come back to your neutral pelvis where your hip bones and your pubic bones are nice and in alignment, parallel to the floor. You have that little space underneath your low back. And we're gonna exhale, pull those abs in. And again, try to get as much of that imprint without tilting the pelvis. So we're not trying to pull the hips this way. We're trying to just get that imprint without moving the pelvis much. And as you can see, it's gonna change a little. Kind of has to, but you wanna limit it. And then back to your neutral. And now we're gonna continue into our pelvic curls. Take your inhale. Exhale, scoop those abs in. Finding that imprint. And then peel the spine up. You're gonna tuck the pelvis now. Put your weight in your heels as you lift up into a pelvic curl, slowly peeling the spine up 1 vertebra at a time until you get to the top. In this position, you should have your weight forward on your feet, not pushing back to your shoulders. You should have the weight on the inside of your feet so you don't have those knees splaying to the side. And you should be trying to tuck the pelvis, pushing the pubic bone to the ceiling and drawing the ribs down to the best of your ability. Exhale, peel back down, nice and slow, 1 vertebra at a time. Relax the glutes and the legs, and then with your abs, let your pelvis come back to neutral. Inhale. Exhale, scoop those abs in. Tuck the pelvis, peel the sits bones up towards the backs of those knees and lift. If you get a hamstring cramp here, that's good. You're doing it right. Inhale, hold. And exhale, bring your chest bone down and your ribs and your low back. Release those glutes, rock back to your neutral pelvis. So you're dropping that pubic bone down away from you. Inhale. Exhale, belly button to spine. Spine to the mat. Peeling that pelvis up. Slowly pushing that pubic bone up to the ceiling and sending your knees forward over those toes. Arms are active. Inhale. Exhale, roll down. When you roll down, really peel down from the top of the spine. And then go through the middle and the low back rather than immediately dropping those hips down. Again, inhale. Exhale, hug the belly button to the spine, hollowing out those abdominals. This time we're gonna lift your feet So you only have your heels on the mat. You're gonna push up. We're gonna do a little variation. You're gonna send those knees forward to the toes. Try to keep the feet lifted. Inhale, stay. And exhale, peel back down, feeling the difference in how your hamstrings work. Back to neutral, place the feet down. Again, inhale. Exhale, pull the abdominals in, pressing that low back down. Now we flex those feet, trying to pick up those feet off the ground using those shins. You're gonna dig into those heels to push the pubic bone up to the ceiling. Feeling up, use those inner thighs. Use those arms. Inhale. Exhale, roll down. Release the glutes. Come back to neutral. Place those feet down. Let's do one more time. Inhale. Exhale, draw those abs in. Really feeling that spine press into the mat, and you're gonna peel up, pushing those heels down, sending the knees forward. Inhale. Exhale, roll back down, relaxing those toes. Returning to your neutral position. And now we're going to imprint one more time and hold, pushing that low back down. Take your arms up to the ceiling, palms in towards each other. We're going to open the arms out to a T position and then hold that T position with those arms actively reaching out on the ground. Keep your imprint. Take one leg to tabletop, and we're going to take that shin, keep it parallel to the floor. And now take your second leg up, also to tabletop, squeezing those legs together. The knees are not directly above the hips because of that imprint. They're going to be slightly closer to you, but still keep your shins parallel to the floor. From here, we go into spine twist supine. I want you to roll off the middle of the sacral bone away from me to the side of the pelvis. Think of your knees pushing to the ceiling and your opposite shoulder blade staying down, active. And exhale, pull back to center, belly button to spine, the ribs drawing down to come back to neutral. Inhale, twisting towards me, rolling off the middle of the sacral bone over to the other side of the hip. And on your exhale, drawing those ribs down so you feel those abdominals active. If you're on a raised mat table like I am, you can also hold the sides of the table with your hands like a goalpost, or if you're in a tight space back at home, you can use this goalpost as well. Make sure you're feeling the weight of your legs on your pelvis. So as you initiate that rotation, you're pressing your hip down into the floor, not trying to lift up. I'm really anchoring my hip on this side. As I come towards it, I'm pushing down on that hip. Keep thinking about your imprint. Even during your rotation, keep thinking about that scoop. And once more to each side, we roll. Squeezing those legs together, keep those knees touching. Last one, towards me, inhale. And exhale, pull those abs in back to center. From here, we place the feet down, one at a time. Return to your neutral pelvis. Interlace those fingers together, all the way webbing to webbing. Place them behind your head. On the lower part of the head, but not on your neck. Keep the thumbs with the family. Everyone draw the shoulders down and forward towards the ceiling a little bit. So those elbows might be in your peripheral vision here. You're going to take an inhale. On your exhale, lift your chest to a chest lift, eyes on the knees. We're going to grab the thighs. You're going to pull yourself up higher. Try to get the low back down. Keep the pubic bone down. Don't lift it towards the ceiling. Give yourself a nice good lift. So you're as high up in that chest lift as you can be. And now stay. Take the hands back behind the head. And then lower back down. Nice and slow. Again, inhale. Exhale, lift. Grab your thighs. Give yourself a little test. Can you lift higher? And stay. And take the hands behind the head. And lower back down. Nice and slow. Again, inhale. Exhale, gliding the ribs to the hip bones, lifting your chest, leaving the weight of your head in your arms. Grab the legs. Get yourself up even higher in that chest lift and hold. Take the hands behind the head. Interlace those fingers and then lower back down. One more time, we inhale. Exhale. As high as you can go, grab those legs. We're doing a little variation of chest lift here. Normally we just keep the hands behind your head. We're gonna hold behind the head and stay. Rotate, point your chest bone away from me towards this leg, and you're gonna go chest bone and nose pointing to the outside of this leg. Come back to center. Rotate, go the other way. And back to center. Exhale, rotate. Keep that chest lift. And back to center. And rotate. Those feet are still hip width apart. Back to center. Make sure that we're not just twisting or moving the arms to the side. You want your head, your nose, and chin in line with the center of your sternum. And we're lifting, we're rotating from the trunk. And then we're facing forward. And then we're rotating from the trunk and forward. Two more. Last one. Last one. Exhale. Point the chest bone. Back to center. Lift a little higher. Lower the head and chest back down. We're going to circle those arms around by your sides. Shoulders back. Neutral spine. We're going to take your leg furthest from me and lift it with your abs just beyond your tabletop position. I want your knee at a 90-degree bend, and the thigh is just drawn slightly beyond that 90 degree of the hip joint. We're going to go into single leg lift. You're going to lower that leg down, down, down. Tap the floor. Exhale. Pull with the abs to lift that leg. Inhale, lower. Tap and exhale. Feel the weight of that leg as you lift. Inhale, down. And use the abs. Inhale, lower. Tap. Use those abs. Pull the leg back up. Rather than overusing that hip flexor. That's 5. We're going to place the right foot down. Toe ball heel next to your other foot, still parallel hip width apart. And now hold those abs. Don't let your pelvis rock to the side as you lift the leg closest to me. Just beyond that tabletop. We're going to inhale, lower, and exhale. Feeling those obliques working, trying to stop this hip from dropping towards the floor. Inhale. Tap and exhale. Feel the weight of the leg. You're trying to intentionally make it so that your leg looks like it's pulling through molasses. Should look heavy. It should feel heavy. Tap and then lift that leg. Stay. We're going to go into leg changes. You're going to switch the legs simultaneously. Exhale. Imagine that you're cleaning a pane of glass between those legs. We're keeping that neutral position, so I'm not tucking my pelvis towards me. I'm keeping that neutral, and I'm keeping my legs really close together on this midline. Switch and switch. And now take both legs to tabletop. Keep those shins parallel to the ground. Glide your arms out and up to the ceiling. Soften those ribs so we're not splaying the ribs up to the ceiling. We don't want an arch in the back. We want that mid-back down. From here, we take the arms, we take the abdominals into a chest lift. We send those arms down parallel to the ground. And now from here, take those arms up, not just above the knees, but all the way to the ceiling, and reach back. Exhale, take your abs into that lift and take the arms parallel to the ground. Lift those arms up, up, fingertips up to the ceiling, and then reach back. Resetting that line. Exhale, arms first, and then arms parallel to the ground. And take those arms up. And reach back. And exhale. And take those arms up. And back one more time. And take those arms up and back. Hold. We're going to glide the leg closest to me all the way down straight. Circle your arms around by your sides. From here, extend your leg to the ceiling. Dorsiflex that foot. It's okay if this knee is bent. You just want the knee above the hip rather than going out here to start. You want this thigh perpendicular to the floor, and we're going to go into leg circles. I want everyone to take their leg across the midline towards me without moving this hip, and now circle it down and around as big as you can. Control the pelvis. Across, down and around. Across, down and around. Inhale and exhale. Nice big inhale. The goal is to keep your pelvis as still as humanly possible, keeping your bottom leg nice and still as well. Reverse your circles. Take it away from me, down and around and up the midline. Away from you. Good. Inhale and exhale. Nice big inhale. And again, that knee doesn't have to stay straight. You can keep it a little bit bent. One more. Inhale and exhale. Up and stay. Point your foot. Bend your knee. Glide your leg out straight. Feel how much longer that leg feels than the other leg. Take your second leg to tabletop. Don't change the pelvis. Extend your leg to the ceiling and dorsiflex that foot, pulling that foot back towards you. We're going to inhale, cross the midline, draw around and up. Cross, draw around and up. Inhale, circle, and exhale, circle. Thinking of this hip lifting to the ceiling as your leg goes open, so you don't lose and drop this hip. Inhale. Exhale. Pause at the top. We're going to reverse those circles. Go towards me, around and up. Out. Don't let the hip move. Inhale. And exhale. Check in with this bottom leg. Make sure you're still parallel and that you're not rolling this leg out to the side. It has to stay nice and still. One more. And exhale up. Hold. Point the foot. Bend your knee. Glide your leg out straight. Reaching both legs nice and long. Giving those hips a nice little stretch. You're going to take the fingertips up to the ceiling. Palms facing each other. The ribs are down. The pelvis is neutral. The shoulders are neutral. Not reaching up to the ceiling, but pulling back against the mat. We're going to glide the shoulder blades up to the ceiling, pushing those fingertips up, and then glide back down, pulling the shoulder blades back and glide up. As you do this, try not to automatically use your pecs to push. Try to find that serratus anterior, this muscle underneath the scapula that's pulling up. So you're taking this whole shoulder blade up with the muscle right here and down. One more. Pause in a neutral position. Take the arms overhead. Lift the head and chest and lower the arms down parallel to the ground. From here, do not push off of your arm. Don't use momentum. If you have to bend your knees, you can bend your knees, but we're going to slowly roll up and come forward. Bend your knees if you need to. Don't go sideways. And then round forward. I want your eyes right above the knees. So your gaze is looking straight down. I want a nice C curve, belly button to spine. Ribs are drawing up and in like you're getting the Heimlich maneuver. And exhale, roll down. Arms parallel to the ground. Lift those arms up and back. Again, inhale. Exhale, continue. Don't use momentum. And round forward. Inhale, pause. Exhale, pull yourself back, back, back. Take those arms up and back. Inhale into your chest lift. From here, bend your knees if you need to. I want you to come up slow motion. Slow motion. And then forward. Inhale, pause. Exhale, roll down. Shoulders back. Get that back down. Lift the arms up and reach. Again, inhale. Using the bent knees if necessary to peel up slow. Inhale. Pulling your face away from your knees. Make sure you're not hanging in the neck joint here. And roll down. Keeping those arms parallel to the ground. Lift the arms up and back. Again, inhale. Pull your face back, away from those feet. Inhale, exhale, roll it down. Each time you do your roll up, try to get a little deeper. Get that imprint, lift and reach back with those arms. Last time. Exhale, continue all the way up and forward. Pause in your C curve. You're going to lengthen the spine, flatten the back. Dorsiflex those feet, separate them just about shoulder width apart. We're going to pull up tall. If you're not all the way up on your sits bones yet, bend your knees because I would rather you be nice and upright rather than be hanging out back here on the squishy part of the glutes. I want you on the bony landmarks. Take those arms forward. Shoulders back. Exhale, roll down. You're going to take your chin in towards your neck, not to your chest. That's too much for the bottom of the cervical spine. Just the chin towards the neck. And then take your ribs inside the body, and I want you to imagine that you're peeling your torso away from a wall and then coming forward. If you have the extra hamstring range to hinge forward at the hip joints here, you're welcome to. And exhale, roll up. All the way. Chest is open. And again, exhale, peeling your body away from that wall. Imagine that contact of the spine against that wall and pulling away one vertebra at a time and not just a whole chunk. Exhale, roll back up. Keeping the shoulders in neutral, not letting the shoulder blades rock or slide forward on the body. Keep the shoulder blades kind of having a little chat behind your back a little bit, a little muscle activation right between those shoulder blades. Exhale. Keeping those feet flexed. When you flex your feet, see if you can keep your toes nice and still here rather than pulling the toes back like this. You want to try to keep those toes flat. Go ahead and place your hands on the back of the foot and then push your toes into the palm of the hand. You can bend the knees, but push the toes forward and then flex more with the top of the shin. So you're feeling this lower part of the ankle. Good. See if you can maintain that and then roll yourself up. Nice and slow. Take your time. And this isn't a huge deal, but it's a little habit thing. We want to try to get out of the habit of flexing at the toe joint. We want to flex at the ankle. Exhale, rounding the spine, reaching forward. This is our last spine stretch. And exhale, roll it up. Pause here. Bring your legs together. You're going to point your feet. Bend your knees and pull the legs in towards your spine. You're going to grab your ankles and then hover with your feet off the ground. For some of us, this is going to be it. We're just going to balance and work on maintaining that balance. If you're ready to go into roll like a ball, then we're going to scoop the abdominals in. We're going to tuck the pelvis more, and we're going to roll back. And exhale, come back upright to your balance. Inhale to roll back. Exhale to roll up. All about controlling that movement. Inhale back. Exhale up. Remember that round things roll. The rounder you can get in your lumbar spine, in the low back here, the more you will roll. You want to scoop, scoop, scoop. Take your time. Tuck as much as you can, and then send it back. Do not kick with your legs. That's cheating. You're going to roll back. Don't kick. And up. Think of lifting your butt to the ceiling, not your feet. Scoop those abs in, send the sits bones up, and come back to your sits bones. And roll. Just to the shoulder blades, not all the way to your head. And 2 more. Last one. We inhale. And pause. Send your feet out straight. Flex your feet, turn the palms up and open to the side. We're going to go into spine twist. You may bend your knees if this is more comfortable. We're going to go rotating away from me, do a little pulse, and come back to center. And rotate towards me, a little pulse, back to center. Rotate, little pulse, and center. Rotate, a little pulse, and center. And again, rotate, a little pulse. Sorry, I'm getting a cramp in my hip. And pulse, pulse, center. Pulling the shoulder blades back. Think of an upward spiral. Keep your chin in line with your chest. Keep your arms in that T position. Don't make an L shape. Back to center. From here, we're going to point the feet. Round your spine, send the arms forward. We're going to roll ourselves back. Back, back, back. Pause here in your chest lift. Bend your knees 1 foot at a time. Lower the head and chest. Place your hands down by your sides. Let's revisit that pelvic curl. Take an inhale. Exhale, draw the belly button into your spine. Pulling your low back down into that imprint and then peel the spine up. Going into your hip extension, really trying to lift as much into the range of motion of your hips as you can. And up. Inhale at the top and exhale, peel back down. So the goal is not to get a big arch of the back. The goal is to really use those hamstrings to lift into your hip range as much as you can. Exhale, scoop those abs in. And then our highest point is where we are lifted as much as we can in the straight line between the knees and the hips and the shoulders, and that we're not overdoing it with the back extensors. You want to pull those abs in. Exhale, roll down. Relax the glutes, rock back to neutral. Let's do 1 more. This time, we're going to stay in our pelvic curl. Take your inhale. Exhale, draw the belly button into that imprint and peel the spine up. You're gonna slowly lift up, 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 up. Take the leg furthest from me up to a tabletop. We're gonna go into our shoulder bridge prep. Lower the thigh bone down, tap, exhale, lift it. Inhale, lower, keeping your hips nice and square. Make sure you don't arch the back. You wanna lift those sits bones up and up. Inhale, tap. Exhale, lift. Use those inner thighs. One more. Place the foot down. Correct your pelvic curl if you need to. And then lift your second leg up. Keep that scoop. Inhale, lower. Tap and exhale, lift. If you're losing the position of the pelvis, don't make this so big. Only go as far as you can hold that tuck. If you start to stick the booty out, then we're going too far. Last one. Place your foot down. Fix that pelvic curl. Scoop those abs in. Lift up into those hamstrings. Use the inner thighs. Roll down. Nice and slow. Take your time. Back to your neutral. Take one leg to tabletop. And your second leg to tabletop. If you are not comfortable inverting, going upside down, please continue and do more pelvic curls while we do this. We're gonna send our legs out straight at an angle. We're going to inhale, take the legs up to a 90-degree angle, and then from here, we're gonna go into rollover. You're gonna think pelvic curl and use those arms to lift up onto the shoulder girdle. Lift your sits bones up to the ceiling, don't sit on your neck. Flex your feet. Separate your feet just shoulder width apart. Lower the feet hinging at the hips into a hamstring stretch. Keep the shape of the spine and now roll down, holding your hamstring stretch. Wait until you feel the bottom of that sacral bone down to point your feet, lower, and reconnect them at that angle. Two more. Exhale, roll over. Think of lifting your butt to the ceiling. We flex, separate, and lower those feet. Please don't look to the side as you do this, by the way. Keep your eyes on the ceiling. It's bad for your neck to look to the side in that position. Come back to your neutral. Point, lower, and reconnect. Inhale, last one. We come up. Exhale, up and over. Don't look at me. Look at the ceiling. Flex, separate, lower the feet, and then peel the spine back down. All the way to the sacral bone. Point, lower, and reconnect. Bend your knees. Hug your legs to your chest and pull those knees towards your shoulders. If you'd like, we can do little circles here where we bring the legs together and forward and around and in. And just give those legs a little circle forward and around and in. We'll do one more in this direction, just like your circles down on the reformer. And now circles up. We'll take the knees towards you, separate those knees, circle them down and around, and back up and down and around. Just a nice range of motion of those hips. Sometimes feels really nice after that one. Place the feet down one at a time. You're gonna roll onto your side facing me. Your bottom leg is gonna go out straight, or both legs are gonna go out straight. Your bottom arm has its palm facing up towards the ceiling. Take your top hand, place it down on the mat, wrist just below your elbow. Scoop the abdominals in, and I want you to think of your rib cage lifting away from the mat, not necessarily creating a space. Every body is different, but what you want is to not just be sinking your rib cage down. You want to feel there's some support in the obliques that are holding you in a neutral position. Lift your feet off the mat. Draw the belly button in, try to scoop that pelvis, and if you feel your back here, you can take those feet forward a little bit. It'll help you get that scoop of the belly. We're going to take an inhale. Exhale, take this top hip, and you're going to flex your waist, taking that top hip to your ribs, and then lower back down. Leave your head down. Feeling the weight of your head on your arm. And inhale, lower. Keep those legs together. Don't touch the floor. Exhale, lift. And inhale, lower. Make sure you're not lifting and shifting the feet. You want the legs to stay nice and together, like a mer person fin. You're going to pull this hip and this rib closer together. So we're really flexing the abdominals and then pushing it away. And then drawing it in and then pushing it away. Keep the belly button to the spine. Exhale and inhale. 2 more. Again, if you're feeling your back, you might be rocking forward here. You might also be sticking the booty out. So do what you need to do. Get that belly scooped. Maybe take the feet forward and lower. Set those legs down. From here, we're going to come up onto our elbow. If you have not done side kick before and you need to modify and take the forearm down here, you're welcome to do that. If you're familiar with side kick, take your fingertips behind the ears. We're going to lift your top leg. Draw the shoulder down, stabilize the shoulder. If you need a kickstand for today, you can use it, but just know that that is a training wheel that is meant to come off. And we want that leg in line with your top leg eventually. You're going to flex this foot, take it forward, pulse, point, and take it back. And forward, pulse, and back. And forward, little pulse, and back. Try not to move your pelvis, just your torso can shift forward and back a little bit. Come back to center, lower that leg. From here, we're going to swing the legs around to the other side. Point your feet in the other direction. Lay on your arm. Scoop those abdominals in. Making sure the ribs are being lifted and they're not just sunken down. We don't want this all to be relaxed. You want activity. Lifting that rib cage. Hand is down. Feet are lifted, so it's an active side lying position. Take an inhale. On your exhale, lift your ribs or your hip bones to your rib and then lower. And flex the waist and lower. Keeping the feet together here. You don't want the feet to separate and you don't want them to shift so that one of them is longer than the other. You want the legs the same length. That lets you know that you're moving from the waist. So when you lift, if you feel your feet sliding against each other, you might be moving from your hip joints more than you are from your waist. 2 more. Exhale, imprint that waist. And lower. And last one, squeeze the waist. And lower. Place those feet down. You're going to come up onto your elbow. And again, if you need to modify, put the forearm down. You may do that today. You want to be so high up that you could fit a full ball underneath your rib cage between your waist and the mat. So a lot of space underneath you here. Lift your top foot parallel to the ground. Flex, take it forward. Pulse, take it back. And forward, pulse, point, back. Make sure you're stable in this shoulder. You don't want to be sinking in this shoulder. You want to push away. Almost think like you're trying to lift yourself off the mat. And pulse. Come back to center. Lower the leg. We're going to slide back down onto our sides now. Roll to your stomach. Take the forearms down. And we're going to circle the arms around to your sides. Hands by the thighs. Shoulder blades back. Belly button to spine. You want to be lengthening, just hovering your nose above the mat a little bit. We're going to inhale. Think of a turtleneck. Little turtle head coming out of its shell. And up. Lifting your chest bone, pointing it to the front of the mat. And then lowering back down. I want you to think less about lifting really high, more about expanding the chest. Use your inhale on your lift and exhale down. I don't want you to use your low back. I want you to push your pubic bone down. Lift your belly button up. Keep your ribs heavy. And then really focus just on the upper back extension and the shoulder blades staying back and those arms staying up. Inhale. And And exhale. Let's do a few more. Inhale, lengthen. Shoulder blades pulling back. Keep those hands off the ground. 2 more. And exhale. Last one. And lower. Place your forearms down. Keep your elbows connected to the mat. You're going to push off of your elbows to sit back on your heels. And then rest your forehead. Sit down on those heels. Take a nice big inhale. And a nice long exhale. Again, inhale. And exhale. Another inhale. And exhale. This time we're going to come up onto the hands and knees. In a quadruped position. You want your wrists right under those shoulders. If you need to, you can take your hands and go into fists, like so. And then this is sometimes easier on those wrists. Otherwise, you can keep those hands flat, and that's perfectly fine. You're going to push your hands into the mat. I want you to put the knees right underneath those hips. Start in a neutral pelvis, so we don't want to be sticking the tail feather out. We also don't want to be rounded. So bring yourself right to that neutral position. We're going to just play with the scapular glide for a moment. Sink your sternum down towards the mat and let the shoulder blades kind of pinch behind you where you know we're not supposed to be. And now push yourself away as far away as you can so you feel those serratus anterior muscles, these scapular stabilizers right here pushing, not your pecs, but from underneath the shoulder blade. And then sink down, all while just keeping the head and neck still. Don't drop your head, and push away from underneath the shoulder, not from above. One more time. Sink down, 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 and then push away. Find that stability. And now I want you to, from this position, think of the bottom tips of your shoulder blades pulling towards each other just slightly. And we're going to hold that position here. Don't change the shoulder. Pull your belly button into your spine. Round your low back towards the ceiling. Getting as deep as you can, specifically in your low back into this flexion. And then come back to center. Don't change the shoulder joint. Keep it nice and active. And we're going to lift through the crown of the head, chest bone forward. Inhaling and holding. And now don't drop the tailbone. I want the abdominals in. Don't let that pelvis change. And then come back to center. So our cat stretch is intentionally going the path of most resistance. So I want you to try to think low back, low back, low back, deeper in the low back, and then to center. And then from neutral, I want you to think upper back, upper back, upper back. So we're pulling the belly button into the spine as we lift. Because this position is going to challenge the natural curvatures of the spine. I could indulge and go way into my upper back flexion here, but this isn't hard for me to do. So I'm going to keep my shoulders neutral, and I'm going to focus on the low back because that's where we need the range. And back to center. Same thing here. I could indulge and go into low back extension. I'm choosing not to. I'm thinking of controlling that low back and only lifting the upper back into extension. And back to center. Let's do 2 more. Exhale, pushing the abdominals to the ceiling, trying to fold in half at the waistline, right where your yoga pants are. And then back to center. And then lengthening through the crown of the head, chest bone forward, belly button to spine. And back to center. Last time, we're going to scoop those abs in. I know we've been on the wrists for a while, so we're going to hang in there. We're almost done. Keep pushing into those hands, not sinking into the heels of the hands. And then come back to your neutral, and we go into our extension one last time. And back to center. From here, we are going to send your sits bones back onto your heels. You're going to swing the legs around in front of you. We're going to extend those legs, feet flat. Separate the feet just outside your shoulder width apart. Now that we've lifted that back, we're going to try to use it a little more. Take your arms to the side, palms forward. We're going to go into our saw. I want you to rotate away from me. You should be pointing towards your leg. We're going to take your arms to a mountain shape. So now your front arm goes in front of you. Your back arm goes behind you. Palms are facing in towards the midline. You're going to hinge, trying to keep your back as straight as possible. Keep your shoulders square. And then lengthen longer through the spine as you lift and take your back arm to the side, back to your L shape. So it's extending straight out from the shoulder. Reset your front arm. Come back to your center. A little bit of choreography for you. Inhale, twist. Don't move anything except the rotation of the spine. Find your mountain shape and hinge forward, trying your best to keep your back extensors active. Inhale, lengthen and lift up to your L shape. Open to your T shape. Back to center. And now let's flow it. We're going to inhale. Exhale, hinge forward. Lengthen and lift up. Open and center. Inhale, we rotate. We hinge, lengthen and lift, open and center. Again, inhale. Think of those back extensors, keep them on. Lengthen and lift, open and center. When you go forward, look kind of at your shin. Lengthen and lift up, open and center. Last two. And look at your shin. Don't look to the side. And lift, open and center. Again, inhale. Look at your shin. Lengthen and lift up, open and center. Bring the legs together. Point the feet, round your arms forward. You're going to bend your knees and grab your shins. From here, roll yourselves back, back, back. Take your knees just slightly past your hip crease. Shoulders back. We're going to go into double leg stretch. Send your arms and legs out away from each other, holding your chest lift. We go inhale, hold. Arms straight, hands together. Circle back in. And if you need to, send your feet up higher. It's a little easier. But I want you to keep your chest lift. When you come in, grab your legs, pull up. Push your legs into your hands to lift you higher. Now keep that chest lift. This is your new chest lift. Check. Did you drop? Inhale, reach. Try not to wiggle. And inhale. One more time. Inhale, hold. Exhale in. Good. Lower your head and chest for a moment. I'm going to be kind. Turn your head to the side and to the other side, giving your neck a little bit of a break, which hopefully we weren't in our neck too much. The higher your chest lift, the easier it will be on your neck, and the more you will feel your abdominals. So really fight for the lift, because that's going to help you put the work where you want it, where you want to walk away feeling it. Lift your chest again. Get that chest lift. Get it out of your neck. Lift up nice and deep. Low back is flat on the mat. We're going to go both hands to your right knee. Left leg out straight. Your feet are the same height. I want your inside hand directly on your shin. Your outside hand is on that hand. This knee is just barely past your hip, not too much, because this is going to put you in your neck and shoulders. You have to push that leg away from you and lift higher. Now from here, we switch legs to single leg stretch. Exhale, switch. And again, don't pull into a hip stretch. Push your leg away from you. Your leg is giving you a boost. Imagine this is your assist to help you lift higher. Use it to help you. Exhale and exhale. Now your job is to not drop and then catch again, right? Hold it and hold it and hold it. Two more. Bring both legs to tabletop. Lower the head and chest. Well done. Look to the side and look to the other side. Giving yourself a little breather. From here, we're going to grab behind your thighs. You're going to rock yourself upright onto your sits bones. Stay. Grab your ankles. Extend your legs up as best you can to the ceiling. You can modify and keep your knees bent here, but if you're going to bend them, keep them bent. Don't straighten them as you roll back. You have to hold whatever position you're committing to, otherwise it's going to mess you up. From here, we roll into open leg rocker and we come back up. Like that. Cadillac gave me a little bit of help on my stop there. I cheated. Round and up. Don't touch your head to the ground. Exhale up. Nice and long. Round the lumbar spine. Back to the shoulder blades. Exhale up. Use your hamstrings and your abs. Inhale back. All the way up flat. Again, inhale back. All the way up flat. 2 more. Inhale back. 1 more time. Round and lower. Nice and controlled. And hold. Bend your knees. Place the feet down. Open the knees and come forward into a stretch for those hips. And a nice stretch for your back. Take an inhale. Breathing into that back and exhale. And again, inhale. And exhale. 1 more breath on this stretch. Roll yourselves up. Take the knees in together. We're going to do 1 more abdominal exercise. You're going to take your hands behind your thighs. You're going to roll yourself back onto your lumbar spine, slow and controlled. Good. Send the arms out straight. Elongate the legs at an angle you can maintain. You can go up higher to make it easier, go down lower to make it harder. We're going to inhale, prepare, exhale, pulse the arms. 2, 3, 4, 5, and inhale. If you just can't get a good lift and you're all in your neck today, just lower your chest and just make the challenge the angle of the legs. You can always place that head down and just go here. And exhale, 2, 3, get up as high as you can, yes. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and inhale, 2, 3, 2 more times. Quick hands, quick hands. Pause, bend your knees, pull them in. Lift the arms, reach back, and then glide the legs out straight. 1 leg and 2 legs, nice big stretch. You can splay those ribs to the ceiling. And then draw the ribs back down. Turn the palms in towards each other. We're going to lift the arms. Lift the head and chest. Roll yourself up. And notice the difference in your body during these roll downs, roll ups. Excuse me. Exhale, roll back. Calling it the wrong exercise. Lift those arms and reach back. Again, inhale. Noticing if you've got a little more range here. Maybe you had to bend your knees at the beginning of class, but you don't anymore. Maybe you still have to bend the knees, but a little smoother. Exhale, maybe it feels exactly the same because this exercise is just one of those exercises for you, that's fine. We all have those exercises that are just so challenging just because of our center of gravity. My foot is cramping. Lengthen the spine. Lifting the back. We're going to swing the legs behind us. Go to your stomachs. Forearms are going to stay down by your sides now. Externally rotate those legs. We're going to lift through the crown of the head, and I want the forearms down and close to the body. So those elbows almost trying to get to the waist. Externally rotate your legs so only your heels are touching. We're going to pull yourselves forward and lengthen through the crown of the head as you lift, like a little turtle coming out of its shell, and then lift your upper back and your mid back. And then from here, if you'd like to continue going up into your range, you can stop short here if you'd like. You can, and then lift your legs as you come back down. So I'm making mine small on purpose to ease into it. Lengthen through the crown of the head. This is called swan dive prep. It's one of the many preps for an exercise called a swan dive. Each time you can see if you can come up a little higher, and if not, that's okay. Come right back down. Let's just do one more. Nice big inhale. Lengthening through the spine and lifting up. Maybe we get all the way on this one, and then peel it back down, nice and slow. Lower those legs. Bring them to parallel. Push up and back onto your sits bones. Take a little breather. Nice big inhale. Nice long exhale. When you're ready, you're going to come up to the hands and knees. You're going to tuck the toes underneath you and push up and back into a lovely stretch. Walk those feet forward to your hands. Bend your knees. Draw the fingertips just to the edge, just to the tip of the fingertips on the mat. Scoop the abdominals in. Slowly roll yourself up. Back to standing. Open your chest. Exhale, roll down from the crown of the head, the upper back, the mid back. Bend your knees, rounding that spine. Nice big inhale. Exhale, roll it up, lifting the bottom ribs to the ceiling, drawing the sits bones down, straightening your legs, extending the back. Inhale. Exhale, take your chin in towards your neck, and then round the upper back, round the lower back as you bend your knees. Protect that spine by bending your knees. Inhale at the bottom, pull those shoulder blades back towards your spine. Exhale, lift the bottom ribs up. Keep holding that little cutie orange with your chin to your neck. Extend the back one more time. Rounding through the spine, bend your knees as you go through your low back. So we're making sure we're not asking our body to fold with straight legs. Exhale, lift and draw the weight forward towards your toes. Stacking the spine, one vertebra at a time. Open the chest. Grow an inch taller. Alrighty, and you guys are done. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope that was what you needed. Thank you.